Why do you think so many people accuse you of frauds?
Why are you on the fake news channel?
Houston real estate developer Ali Choudhri, he's made quite a name for himself at the Harris County Courthouse and a ton of enemies. He's often been accused of outright fraud in his real estate deals. The allegations detailed in one lawsuit after another, a meandering trail of alleged rip-offs. Just listen to his own lawyer.
I'm done with the Ali bullshit.
No.
Ali thinks he's so slick, he can fuck everybody.
No
more.
Lloyd Kelly doesn't deny that's his voice, but claims that recording was illegally made and has since accused us of somehow being part of a big conspiracy to both wiretap and defame him.
You need to calm down.
We've never been served, but Ali Choudhri filed a very similar lawsuit against us, claiming we're a paid-for-hire blogger running a calculated and targeted character assassination campaign. But Choudhri has a much bigger problem now than our ongoing investigation, the Justice Department.
That's bad.
We now know Choudhri's been under investigation for possible bank fraud and has been for a year and a half. This breaking news was made public in this court filing in federal court, the United States of America versus Jet Companies and Muhammad Ali Choudhri. It's a petition asking a Houston federal judge to force Choudhri to provide documents first subpoenaed by the government on April 29th last year. Quoting, "The United States is investigating false statements in connection with loans made to certain corporate entities, and they are examining Choudhri's role or interest in the loan transactions. A civil investigation of various statutes prohibiting financial fraud against or affecting certain banks and financial institutions." The petition says Choudhri has claimed he doesn't have the money to produce all the documents the feds want. Interesting for a guy who recently sold his River Oaks mansion. You've seen us highlight the place before. It was owned by a company called VGRP.
Set on more than an acre and boasting over 14,000 square feet of rare opulence.
The corporation's headquarters, well, didn't exactly look like the folks there could be financially behind that palatial mansion. I guess the corporate owners don't want to come to the door. Turns out the real estate agent who owned the house admitted that corporation was essentially a real estate mirage.
LLC had nothing in it. There was nothing there. It never had any assets.
The Justice Department filings show the feds want to see communications between Choudhri and Jedal and realtor James Trey Young. We do know the government is looking at communications between Choudhri and Green and Veritex banks. Veritex bought up Green Bank in January 2019. Almost a year before those federal subpoenas were first issued, we reported on a, quote, damning piece of audio that revealed Choudhri may have tried to hide assets during his famed Sharia law divorce case. Choudhri avoided a lot of financial damage in that case by claiming he divorced his wife under Pakistani law, not U.S. law. But as part of that case, he still had to detail for the court what he owned. This taped conversation with the bankers was exposed. It involved the property at 50 Briar Hollow.
Why am I signing something that I've represented to her that I don't have any involvement in? Because if that is later discovered for whatever reason, if it even happens, then that creates a lot of problems.
At the time, Hira Azar's appeals lawyer reacted.
It's offensive. It's about as close as you can get to a smoking gun.
The subpoenas track a lot of the very same companies we've been asking questions about for years, like BDFI, which owned 50 Briar Hollow until October 4th of last year. Look what happened when we went to the corporation's manager.
Because you are listed as the manager of a company called BDFI?
No.
No? What do you mean?
No, I never heard of it. What does that all stand for?
There's no shortage of folks who have complained to us about Ali Choudhri.
He lost credibility.
He's a very dishonest individual.
Always tell you a lie, promise you a law, and never make it happen.
He's absolutely the most unethical, shady, slimy dirtbag.
Despite all that, Choudhri complains we've been making wildly unfounded, false, and extraordinarily harmful accusations of criminal activity. that our videos have been designed to isolate Choudhri in the community, but his public problems are widening with or without us. Choudhri faces bankruptcy on that Galleria area building housing his headquarters. It was financed by the Bank of Kuwait. He faces multiple lawsuits alleging theft and fraud over this failed townhome project on Yale. An arbitration panel recently called Choudhri knowingly untruthful, the perpetrator of a fraudulent foreclosure scheme, when they ruled he owed $8.2 million in that decade-long fight about this building at the corner of Westheimer and the Loop. Court filings suggest his mom just settled with the IRS over millions of unreported taxes. The feds are also clearly looking at communications between Choudhri and this guy, Brad Parker, the former chief financial officer at Jet Hall. The Justice Department doesn't usually go to a federal judge publicly to announce investigations. But after a year and a half of chasing Ali Choudhri for answers, the feds are obviously tired of waiting.
Because that's the fact. That's a fact.
What?
Jack.